Hello and welcome to today's live stream. So today I'm going to be riding Nelly, but as you see I have Nika here and I have Manzer. Now we've just encountered some pretty big changes in Manzer in the last day. So I'm bringing them both into the arena and I'm going to be working with them a little bit too after I ride Nelly. I don't know that I'll get that on camera or not, but we'll see. So let's head on up to the arena. I already have Nelly in, and sorry it took me a little long to get on here. I couldn't find my live stream, so it just kind of disappeared. So now this is going to take me a little bit to get from point A to point B with these guys in tow, because I have to make sure that I am watching Manzer like a hawk, because he's kind of a stinker, and there's a lot of mud. So I have to be very cautious. So luckily he still follows his mama really good. But yeah, we are looking at going to be weaning probably very soon. So he has shown interest. Oh, dang, I'm not wearing muck boots. Ugh, there's so much mud. This is gross. Okay, yep, he's right behind. So that's good. All right. I'm over here huffing and puffing and struggling, walking through mud, dragging horses, taking extra gear. I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can watch them. Okay. While I fight with the door here. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited to get my hands on Manzer and work with him a bit. He has a lot of learning to do. Move it. Hi Angie, hi Violet. Thanks for joining. Is Manzer going to be bigger than Nika? He very well could be. Yes, Manzer is definitely showing interest in mounting Nika. She's the only one I've seen him do that to. And I'm sure that it's nothing serious yet, but it's definitely something that I have to take seriously. So, you guys want to see me move him around a little bit first? I can do that. I think what I'll do is I'll go stick the camera over on the tripod. Manzer is going to be a year old on May 11th. So he's getting to be all grown up. So yeah, I don't know if today's the day that I'm going to pull him from mom or what, but I want to work with him a little bit and see how it goes. I need to be able to handle him. So I got to make sure that I can bring him in on his own. All right. It'd be nice when I don't have to like take gloves on or put gloves on, take gloves off, back and forth, back and forth. Am I going to keep Mainzer? Absolutely. I don't breed horses necessarily to, well, she's the only one that I've bred so far, but my intentions were to get a horse for myself. Bear with me, guys. Okay, here we go. I'll put you on the tripod in the corner and you guys can watch them. Okay, let's see here. Get you all set up. My weekend was okay, Kevin. Thanks for asking. How about you? All right. Will I breed Nika again? Maybe. Jason's not really too keen on the whole idea, but I'm not against it. I'd like to, but whoops, here I'm in the way and he's running around and farting and kicking and bucking and having a good time. Look at him. He thinks he's an Arab now. Look at that. All right, well, I'm gonna get the battery so this doesn't die, and then I'll move him around a little bit. Look at that tail. Oh. Major size pony. You guys will get to see Mainzer in action. I keep him as a stallion. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about it. I'm going through the pros and cons and all that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. If he stays good, then maybe I will. If he is not, then I probably will consider gelding him. So we'll see. I'm not in any hurry. So I don't need to make a decision right now. We'll see. I'll let him make that decision for me, just like the whole weaning process. You know, when I saw him last night start trying to mount her. And here's the deal. Here's what happened last night is when I was feeding, I have horses. Hi, Lottie. Thanks for joining. I have horses that I bring in for grain and then I turn them back out, and they were in the first group. I've got 3 groups of horses for my herd that I feed. So when they get turned back out, they can go and sniff the boarders' horses, basically over the gate. So Nika was over there sniffing boarders' horses, and she's in heat. So she was if you've seen a horse in heat, they'll squeal and they'll pee and whatever. So Mainzer, though, was right behind her when she was peeing, and he was sniffing her and he tried to mount her. Was not, I mean, he just got like his front leg, he mounted her from the side, just got his front leg, and then he was stuck. So it was actually kind of funny. But I don't want him thinking that that's not a thing yet. Okay, we're not going to do that, and especially with his mom. I don't want him mounting his mom. So, but yeah, and you know, from everything that I've read and been told, he's not even dropped yet. So he's got 1 down, but he's not dropped fully. But they're really not fertile, supposedly. But I don't, I don't like to. I don't like to take chances, I guess. So, but yeah. So around 15 months though is when they're usually supposed to be ready for that. But I was hoping hoping right around when he turned a year to move him. And because right now I just really don't have a spot to put him. But I'll be more than likely moving him and the 2 gelding ponies so they can be together and hang out. I don't want him to be alone at this time. But it's all, you know, playful stuff too. I mean, he doesn't know what he's doing or anything yet, so that's not a thing. All right, I'll move them around a little bit so you can see him go. This is, I've never done this with them before. So Nika's been, I've done a ton of Liberty work with her, but never with Mainzer. So we'll see how it goes. to take a few minutes and watch them. I'd like to watch, see how they do. So what do you guys think of Mainzer and how he moves? I'll read a few comments right now while we're just kind of hanging out watching them for a minute. What do you guys think? What would you do? Would you geld him? Would you consider keeping him? So here's my plan. Is I am gonna wait. Like I said, I'll wait and yeah, if he's not gelded, if he's not gelded, he can't be with a gazillion babies. I can't do that, and I can't let anybody else. I can't let anybody else near him. So he would be separate, and I would, you know, my plan for him, whether he's gelded or not, is I will ride him. You know, he'll be my personal horse, so I'll be riding him a lot. You can geld a horse at any age, but it's better to do it younger than to wait. So, and there's, you know, a lot of people say wait until he's fully developed before gelding him, and that's not necessary. And as far as I wouldn't want to wait too long because I wouldn't want him to get too study acting. So my thoughts are to geld him sooner than later. As every vet that I've talked to has said, it makes no difference whatsoever. Unlike with dogs. With dogs, it's a little different. You want to wait a little bit with dogs, but so, and I have thought about, you know, he's got to be, like I said, he's got to be separated. I do have that kind of figured out. So I do like the idea of him being able to live in a herd and not be separated, because that's, you know, that's the life of a stallion. They've got to be separated unless they're breeding mares. You know, let's not pull the flag down. That's not okay. Well, yeah, that's the whole point. If I kept him as a stud, I would breed him. There's no reason to keep a horse a stallion unless you're going to breed it, in my opinion. I know some different countries and stuff, they don't breed, or they don't geld anybody, but so for me, have a few really nice mares that I would breed him to, and the whole purpose would be, the whole purpose of keeping him a stud would be so I can breed him to my nice mares and have horses that are farm raised in my program. So look at now, he's got that thing in his mouth. So playful. You shouldn't eat that. You should not eat that. You should not eat that. He had over half that stuck in his mouth. Here, look at his target. Look at his target. He's kind of a goofball. He likes to play with everything. Okay, so that's the third time he's ever had a halter on his face, and I'm pretty happy with how that went. So you guys saw, if you've been watching his videos, you probably saw his first haltering session in the stall, and I've never ever taken him out of the stall with a halter on. So there was the first haltering session, and then I did have his feet trimmed. I didn't do his feet. I had my friend Amy do his feet. I gotta shoe him out of here. I don't want him to chew on the wood. You know what's funny is I recently just came across several people who think that the act of chewing on wood is cribbing. And that's not what cribbing is. Cribbing is totally different than just chewing on wood. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. So, the second time was when he had his feet trimmed, so I had a halter on him in a stall. And so this is the first time that I've ever really worked with him and Nika in here together. And I wasn't necessarily planning to do this in the beginning. I was just planning on bringing them in here and doing something with them. But I just looked at it and saw, you know, I'm like, hey, that right now is probably a good opportunity. So, and he ran into the end of that lead rope a few times, protested it a little bit, but that's where the moment where if I had let go when he did rear up or pulled on me or anything like that, if I were to let go at that moment, boom, right there, he would learn, oh, well, that's how I get rid of pressure, is I just keep pulling on it. So I could teach this horse to rear up in 2 seconds, easy. And that's what happens a lot of times, is people just don't understand that and they accidentally teach them bad things like that. So I think he did pretty darn good for his first arena haltering session. He's gonna pull that towel off there and scare himself. Get out of there. That's poop in there, buddy. Why don't you hop out of there? Get out of there. Get. Seeing this flag? He's used to this flag. I don't want him to be afraid of it by any means, but I want him to know that it means something. It's just an extension of my arm. So if I needed him to scooch out of somewhere, I could easily use this flag. Like if I wanted him to move right now, I just make a little noise. See, and he leaves. All right, so now, what I'm gonna do is take you guys into the other room. We're gonna get Nelly ready, and I'm probably just gonna ride her with these two goofballs out here. I think that's probably the easiest thing. Tomorrow, I'd really like to, you know, I'm really torn. Like, do I separate him tonight, or do I wait? So that's kind of the dilemma I'm having. It's raining right now. It's later in the day. I'd really like to separate them like during the morning. But something else I want to do is I want to be able to pony him off of Nika. So I thought that would be fun to do tomorrow. I could ride Nika and I could pony him around. So I just don't know if I'm risking too much by leaving him with the other horses right now. the boring stuff. Sorry guys, just can't make here when I'm working it all. Okay, let's go in the other room. Yeah, somebody said put Sally with them. Sally's a mule, so she's sterile. So yeah, I thought about that. He can't see Nelly through the glass. It's a mirror. It's not see-through. See? It's a mirror. Nika is like in the middle. She doesn't put up with anything, but she's definitely not the boss by any means. But she won't put up with anything. But she Miss Nelly, shoot, where'd I put my my little tripod? Who's the boss? This girl's number 1, that girl's number 2. So they definitely are boss mares. Kitty. No kitty. How old is Nelly? I don't remember. I'll go look at her brush bucket and see. Hey, Beck, if you're there. Beck, I think I just saw you there. Beck, do you remember when her birthday, or our guest birth date is for her? You want to comment? Now, Beck is now listed as a moderator on my channel. She doesn't even know that yet. I forgot to tell you, Beck. But so Beck has the ability to delete comments. So I'm pretty excited about that because it's usually not a problem. I usually have pretty nice people on my channel, but I'm excited that I got somebody out there watching out for me just in case somebody decides to be mean. Okay, there we go. Would I breed Nocona with Manzer? Probably not. Two very different body types. Okay, kitty, no. I really seem to have a problem with cats. They're just too friendly. So we are guessing, I just went and looked at Nelly's bucket, but May 10th, 2005, Beck may have already said that on there, but that's our guess birth date for her. She is a rescue, so we don't really know for sure. I would love to get my hands on her papers at some point. I don't know if it's an option, but I would really love to get my hands on her papers. Sorry about that, guys. My phone just rang. Hey, it is pouring rain here right now, so you're not going to be able to hear me very well. So I'm just going to kind of go about what I do and go out and ride, but I might not be able to, you guys might not be able to hear me at all, so I may not talk very much. Clover can do the talking. I use a 5-star pad. This is my absolute favorite pad. And I do have this linked in the video description. So if you're interested in checking out this pad, I have it linked down below. Okay, so now, Nelly is about 15 3 hands and about 1,200 pounds. So she's a pretty, good sized girl she's the biggest horse that I have. And I'm only 5'3", so she looks huge next to me because I'm so short. But what I'm gonna do is I am gonna wear my helmet today since I am riding with Mainzer out there. I don't know how it's gonna go, so I'm like, well, it might be kind of stupid, so I should probably put my helmet on. So I'm gonna grab that and bring her out. I'm gonna do some groundwork with her before I actually get on her, but I'm gonna go grab my stuff and we'll go out there. Okay, and my bridle is already in the arena. See how she roots her nose like that? I don't like that. Okay, here we go. Let's go get all set up out in the arena. All right, look out, Manzer. Get. Okay, I'm gonna have to sit. Struggle. Such a struggle. Get. Oh, of course, you're not gonna get stuff. Get. Okay, this is not working. I'm gonna put this here. Need to get. Thank you. I'm going to bring Nocona out here too. I'm going to tighten Nelly's saddle. My gosh. Jeepers. I'm going to tighten Nelly's saddle and turn her loose and let them all run around and be goofballs together. Little bugger better not chew on my saddle. This is what happens when it's all, the weather's all rainy and yucky and windy. They all get frisky. That's just kind of how it works. Okay, I'll get you guys set up here so you can watch them while I grab Nocona. Be a good way for her to get a workout in today too. I like when my horses can get some exercise, because they're all just standing around in the field doing nothing. hopefully you can hear me a little bit with all this rain coming down. Yeah, okay. Well, Nelly is my worst horse to bridle. Let me change this. My gosh, I'm telling you, I need a camera person. Nelly's my worst horse to bridle. And I'm gonna bridle her the same way that I've been bridling the others. Nelly didn't like the idea of being cornered with Nika and Manzer right there, because she's thinking, you know, there's something to be said about a mama horse, okay, of any mama. They will protect their babies, and even though this horse ranks higher than Nika out in the pasture, when there's a baby involved, it's a little bit different. So she's thinking that she needs to just get away from her, which is smart on Nelly's part. But now Nocona's out there driving Nika around. I need to back up. Thank you. I don't care if you're worried or not, you need to pay attention to where I'm at. Okay, so I'm gonna bridle her. She's a little bit more difficult to bridle than my other horses, as you'll see. But I'm gonna do it the same way. Now the big difference is Nelly was never bridled properly to begin with. Like I said, she's a rescue. She's had a few different homes over the years, and it's just kind of what you get. You end up with bad habits. She's a lot better than she used to be. Beck actually has worked a lot with her, getting her so she's good about this. A lot better. She's difficult to deworm too. So she is my worst horse to bridle. As you can see, that wasn't too bad, but I don't let many people bridle her. Not everybody gets to, because, well, that made it easy. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Get everything all figured out. There. She's really kind of slingy with her head. She'll flip her head around a lot. She does it with the lead rope and halter as well. Again, it's just bad habits. I spun her around there to keep myself safe because the other horses were coming in the corner. All right, now with her, I am gonna go over to the mounting block to get on. Not really in the mood to rip my pants today. I ripped one pair last week, so. horse that actually stops and turns. Manzer. Hey, buddy. Manzer's pushing up the mirror. Okay, well, here's my 2 cents on Nelly. Gosh, she's a really good girl. She really is. So Nelly's a great lesson horse. She's an absolutely wonderful lesson horse. And she will, yeah, I think that she is appendix quarter horse, so I think she's quarter horse and thoroughbred. But, you know, like I said, we don't have her papers, so I really have no way of knowing. I would love to get her papers. I think that would be wonderful. I'd love to know when her date of birth is and what her bloodlines are. So, but I do like this horse a lot. What I don't like about her is her past, because that kind of stuff, like that right there, see how she just like tossed her head, you know, that kind of stuff is things that, you know, you can do a lot to minimize certain things and get rid of some stuff, but a lot of it is there for life. It just is. And Nelly has quite a history, and she's come a really long way, and I can't believe that I put kids on her. Let's put it that way. She has physically like attacked one of my boarders before, and she has come so far. She really has come so far. I'll do a video just about her so I can explain her full story and all that a different day, but she really is such a nice horse. It's just so nice when they don't have a negative history. So that's where it gets hard for me, because every time, you know, one of those little habits come up, or when they're afraid of something that they shouldn't be afraid of, any of that, it just really makes me dislike our own species very much so. So that's really hard for me. I like horses, or I do best working with horses who don't have a negative past, just because of how it makes me feel. Like I love the fact that with this horse, she's come so far, and I'm glad that she has a good life, and but gosh, it just really bothers me what this horse has dealt with. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not even talking about abuse or anything like that. I'm talking about lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge, in my opinion, is abuse. And what I mean by that is, like, the way that this horse was started and worked with most of her life made her be the way that she is. So that's what really bothers me. So luckily, a friend of mine rescued this horse, and then I got her from my friend. And I just think about, you know, where she could have ended up with, because she had some really gnarly habits when she came, and just a lot of aggression and stuff. So, you know, we got her worked through all that, and she's just wonderful. She loves attention, and it's amazing to see how a horse can just really dislike people, and then how they can turn around. And I mean, she's one of the favorite horses among all the kids in my barn. Kids love to ride this horse. My daughter has cantered on this horse, and she's this big, you know. So she's a really wonderful horse, but I just hate her past. So but so some things that I'm gonna spend time working on while I'm riding her the next however long I'm riding her until Beck can come back out again, is really get her to move off my legs. It would be in my best interest and in her best interest for me to have a spur, because she doesn't give to my leg at all as far as moving sideways, okay? So when I'm asking her to move off of my leg, she just kind of leans back into it. So if I had a spur, I could apply my leg first, and if she doesn't move off the leg, she could kind of just run into that spur. a lot of people, that's one of the biggest questions I get asked are, what are your thoughts on spurs? What are your thoughts on bits? People always want to know about like the controversial stuff. And my thoughts is it's a tool. I don't ever want to have to wear a spur. It's really great when I don't have to. And when I ride my horses that nobody else has ridden, I don't have to wear a spur. Because the reason horses need spurs by riders like me is because other riders have dulled them up, okay? So over this horse's whole life, you know, she's really never been taught to properly move off of leg pressure until, you know, we started working with her. So, and now she's ridden by so many kids that, you know, they don't, we try, and I try very hard to get everybody using their legs first, but it's hard. It's a really hard concept for people. I steer a horse from the hind end, not from the front end. And that's really hard for people to get the concept of, but it takes time. It's just a progression like with anything. So I just have to know when I ride this horse, she is a lesson horse. And I can ride her and tune her up to the best of my ability, but she's never gonna be as sensitive as Blossom. Blossom's not been used as a lesson horse. Nocona has. So Nocona's got some stiffness in her, some bracy spots that I wish didn't exist, but it is what it is. So Nika has never been used as a lesson horse. So all of Nika's, see like this right here, it's like move back. When I ask you to move back, you move back. Like when Nika, this horse used to be super pushy, so that right there, I will never let this horse push into my space without me following through and getting her to move back. It's no different than when Mainzer went and reared up when I had him on the halter. No different. If I had to let him go, he would have learned that he could do that. If I'd have just let this horse push into me, she'd be like, oh, I can push you around some more. I worked for a solid 3 years getting this horse to not run people over. So it's very important to me. So that little tap I did on her shoulder there, that was me saying, you get out of my space. Very, very important. And some people look at that and say, oh my gosh, she hit the horse. Did you see that? That's so mean. Well, if you would have seen what this horse was like before, you would definitely be like, oh, that was really dangerous. So it's necessary that you get that horse out of your space. So I'll bring her up. Let's see if I can back her up again. She's ignoring me. There, I stepped towards her a little bit. She backed up a little bit. I want her to back up. I want her to put a little bit more effort into it. Thank you, good girl. Sorry, I'm talking so much. So does anybody have any questions about Nelly, about my ride? Go ahead and throw those out there. I'm watching the screen right now. I haven't seen anything pop up, so maybe my chat's not working. But what I was trying to accomplish with Nocona is, as you probably noticed, she doesn't like to go to the left. So I'm going to spend a lot more time flagging her and getting her to go to the left because she's just really not a fan of it. So I keep watching because Manzer's right behind her. So that's something that's going to be really important for me to work on with Nocona. And the way I look at it is I got 4 horses worked in a couple of hours today, and that's pretty awesome. I like being able to do that. It's a lot more fun for me. I feel good about getting my horses worked. This footing here is really good for their feet this time of year because it's so wet out in their pasture. So it's good all the way around. It's really good for them to get some exercise. All right, let me see if my chat's working here or not. Yes, so sorry guys, the chat was turned off. I don't know why, but does she have a good and a bad side? Absolutely. She has a harder time picking up her right lead. All horses have a good side and a bad side. And I don't think of it as a good side and a bad side necessarily. I look at it as, you know, they're right or left-handed. And when Mainzer came out, he was what's called windswept, and he was very bent, like the left side of his body was bent, okay? So he was, his rib cage went to the right. I'm pretty sure that's the way it was. And that's going to affect him tremendously when it goes towards, when I start riding him. It's really important here that I not only protect myself, but that I protect this horse because she's relying on me to keep her safe and she's feeling uncomfortable. And like I said, she is, oh, Manzer's knocking stuff off the wall. She is like second in command in their pasture, and she is nervous of Nika because Nika is mama bear, you know, and you don't mess with mama bear's babies. That's how that works. But yeah, so it's my job to keep my horse safe. She's great to take on trail rides. She's a really, really good horse. She's got her quirks about certain things. And, but yeah, we were talking about left side, right side. So she has a harder time picking up her right lead, but you know what? From what I gather from the way this horse was when we got her, Nelly is a rescue, and a friend of mine is the one that rescued her, and then or adopted her, and then I ended up with her because we found a horse that was more suitable for my friend. And sorry, I'm watching out for Nika. So, but with Nelly, like, she probably her whole life was ridden just however. I don't think anybody that was really working with her ever knew enough how to keep a horse balanced or to correct, you know, their weaknesses and stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that she was really strong on one side versus another. But with Mainzer, I mean, from day one working with him, when I put a halter on the very first time in a stall, I could feel it immediately that one side was more bendy than the other, and it made sense because of how he came out when he was born. He was super, super, super bent to the one side. And I'll do a video. I saved all that footage of him being really windswept, and I'll do a video just on when they're windswept, and I'll talk about that kind of stuff because people look at it as, you know, they kind of get after the horse about that stuff, and the way I look at it is they're just stronger on one side than the other, and they just need help. They just need help building up those muscles. So, and to get comfortable over there. Right here, she keeps looking over that way. I want her to just sit here and pay attention. Just behave yourself. Pay attention. But she's a really good girl. I like this horse a lot. She's awesome. She's definitely, and it's just another situation where she just kind of showed up in my life. I didn't go looking for her. She just showed up. But I'll do a video and tell her a full story. And Nelly has merchandise now. I just ordered a couple t-shirts for myself and for Beck. And so if you go on my Teespring account, which is listed down in the video description, you'll find a link to all my merchandise. And Nelly's got, I think she just has a tank top and some t-shirts, but I'll do like mugs and I'll do everything with her when I can get around to it. I had done all that stuff. I was so bummed. I made all those things, probably 30 different products I did, and I lost everything. It just, my computer froze up and I lost it. I was so bummed. So, piece at a time. I'll do a little bit more as we go. So somebody just asked how to get a horse to go through water on a trail. You got to work on teaching your horse to go forward. If they won't go through water, they more than likely have a brace in going forward and responding to your leg as it is. And I always start out really, really small. So like I won't just automatically take them through a big part of a puddle. I'll go like through the little spots. I'll make sure to let them sniff it, that kind of stuff. So some horses really are a little concerned about going through puddles and stuff, but you watch them out in the pasture, they'll walk through puddles, no problem. Mine do it all the time. And then when you're on them out on a trail, they're like, well, no, I'll just go around it. It's easier. But if they disrespect your leg, or they don't understand your leg is a better way of saying it than disrespecting it. If they don't understand your leg, they're not gonna move off of it. Like this horse, I was having a heck of a time getting her to move off of my leg. I did a couple leg yields with her, and that was like the best I could get out of her. So next time I ride her, I'll put a spur on, and that'll really, really help. And I'll be able to get her to move off my leg and understand it a little bit better. And that's the whole purpose of a spur, is just so they can understand something. Because this horse could lean on my leg all day, and it wouldn't bother her at all. You know, she'd just press up against it and not move off of it. She's used to doing that in lessons. So, but that was a nice ride. It was fun. I kind of want to play around with Nika a little bit. So I think I'm going to turn Nelly loose and tie Nika up. Sure, maybe throw a saddle on her. See how it goes. Can you teach your horse to like water when it's scared of it? Yes. you just need to teach your horse to give to pressure, because your horse more than likely doesn't respond to pressure very well. And if your horse, somebody else just said your horse puffs up when you use puffs out when you use your leg, something like that. Your horse is probably bracing, because either your leg is too firm or the horse doesn't understand what's happening. So if you come in with your leg, I always come in really soft and then I firm up as needed until my horse responds and moves over. And when I'm teaching it, I only do little bits at a time. I'm not going to ask my horse to do a whole leg yield. I'm just going to ask for maybe one little step or even just a shift away from my leg. And I started on the ground with my thumb. I'll put my thumb up to their side, and when they move over, they get a release in pressure. But so you got to think about your approach. Maybe that has something to do with it. All right, I'm going to pull her saddle off and let her roll, and then I'm going to mess around with Nika a little bit. Because I can. I can today, so I don't really want to. It's supposed to stop raining, and I'd rather feed when it's not raining, so I'm going to do everything I can now. All right. Now when I take the bridle off, it's super important. See how she's already trying? I'm going to wait. See how she's backing up? There's not a chance I'm going to take this bridle off when she's backing up. I'll bring her back forward again, and I'll sit here for 20 minutes and work her feet if I have to. Bringing her forward and back, and her head up and down, and whatever I need to do to get her to stand here and let me take this bridle off without her farting around. I don't like this stuff. I want to be able to take the bridle off and quiet. I don't like to be in any kind of a hurry. See how she's rushing me? I can sit all day and wait. I'm really good at just sitting around and waiting for a horse to give something. Same with my kids. I will sit and wait all day for my kids to get over some nonsense that they're doing. That's nice. That was better. So never just pull your horse's bridle off and be done with it. So she's just in a big old hurry to get her bridle off. My saddle pad, somebody's asking about my saddle pad. It's a 5-star saddle pad, and I have the link to the pad in the video description. So if you scroll down, it says TACK I use maybe. brand is my helmet. It's a Troxel, and that's also listed in the video description. And actually, it's I'm not making excuses for not wearing a helmet by any means, but I'm going to tell you that, like, even if I wear a headlamp, I get a headache. So my helmet, and it's definitely not tight. It's just how I've always been. Even wearing hats and stuff give me a headache. So I'm feeling it right now. I'm starting to get a headache. So I got to take it off while I move on to do my next thing. So a lot of people will give me crap for not wearing helmets. And so I wear one when I feel like I should. Anything can happen at any time, and I know that. I do know that. But it's a risk I take not wearing one. I've had worse things happen to me, just general life, like I trip and fall and do whatever. I've been hurt worse just from doing dumb things than I have from actually riding horses, but I get it. It's, you know, but people get really defensive. It's another one of those controversial topics. People get all defensive and they just want to tell you what to do. People love to tell people what to do. So people want to tell me that I should wear, hi Stable Horse Training, hi Rainey, thanks for joining in. But anyway, people want to tell me that I should wear a helmet, and I'm like, I am a grown-ass adult, and I can make my own decisions if I want, frankly. That's just me saying, but kids, 100% of the time, kids are always required to wear helmets in my barn, period. And, you know, for me, it's like, gosh, if I got 5-6 horses to ride today, and I got 4 of them that I know are going to be pretty darn good, I maybe won't wear it, and then with the 2 that I don't trust, I'll put it on because I know that I'm going to suffer with a headache the rest of the day because of it. And it's just who I am. It is what it is. It's happened to me my whole life. Like I said, even wearing a headlamp, I get a headache. So, if you guys haven't checked out Stable Horse Training, he is on right now, but you should go check out his channel. He's got some cute little tidbits that his daughter's been doing, and a fun channel to watch, so go check him out. I am going to get Nika's halter on her, and I think I'm going to saddle her up just for kicks. But you need to stay away from my saddle. You need to get. Get everybody. I got too much stuff. Hi guys. Come here. Nika has such a great coat. Manzer's is very similar. She just sheds and it's like gone. You need to go though, honey. She kind of only has like a day or two of serious shedding, and then she's done. Now, I'm going to throw my saddle on her. But let me tell you, I have not had a saddle on this horse. Let's see, I brought her to get bred the end of May 2018 is when I brought her to get bred. Yeah. And I rode her like in April or May before I brought her to get bred. So 2 years, it's been almost 2 years exactly, probably has been exactly 2 years, that since I've had a saddle on this horse's back. I rode her, if you watch Manzer's playlist, I rode her like back in July. Over the summer I rode her, you know, quite a few times, but I rode her bareback. You stand here, Ken. Mainzer is rubbing his lips all over the wall, or all over the mirror, getting it nice and yucked up for me. Every time she moves, I just put her right back where I wanted her. That's how you teach a horse to ground tie. Hey, no, get. Get. Taking chunks out of my wall. That's not okay. So I threw my brush at his butt. All right, I was not planning to ride Nika today, but I'm gonna. What do you guys think of that? I'm excited. It's been way too long. He's like, what are you doing to my mom? Get. 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 She's like, oh man. Probably thinking she's really enjoyed her vacation. What do you think, baby girl? Sit. Now this is what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm all excited. I'm so excited all of a sudden. So excited. Of course, this is my girl. Like I said, totally not planned. Not planned at all. I was just bringing them in and moving them around a little bit. No, don't chew on my saddle. Get. Get. I gotta shut that door. There's a door right here. Now, since it's been so long since she's had a saddle on, I'm going to turn her loose with it just to make sure that she's all good. Now, Now this little bugger over here is probably putting marks in my saddle. Yep. See, you never know what I might do in a day. Just never know. This is kind of how I roll though. I'm just like, oh, I kind of want to do this. Or I kind of want to do that. Excuse me, you need to stand. Oh, Mainzer. He's got to hold my slobber strap. Bridle. You need to get. You need to get. Thank you. You do not need to do that. Oh, I'm just going to move her for a minute. See this behavior right here? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm at least going to ask her to try. So same thing with the bridle. She hasn't had a bit in her mouth in 2 years. This is like the extra long version today. Totally not planned. Oh, see her just stick her head in there. She's like, okay. See her open her mouth, so nice. I had somebody tell me on my channel yesterday that bits are abusive and rip the horse's mouth and tear it to bits. I go, and I said, oh yeah? Well, that's funny because my horses happily accept a bit in their mouth. And you're more than welcome to come and look at any of their mouths and see if they are ripped pieces or not. Whoopsie. Ew, there's green slime there. Manzer's got the end of his mom's lead rope. Oh, Mainzer. Oh, I'm so excited. You guys have no idea how excited I am. I said, not planned at all. This barely fits her right there. She's got such big jowls. A beautiful face. Look at, isn't she just the most beautiful? She's so beautiful. Yes, she is. She's like, don't hug me. Okay. He's over here eating her lead rope. Can I have that? Can I have that? Okay. I'm fussing around over here. And yes, I'll be smart and I'll put my helmet on. Since I haven't been on her in forever. Here we go. No, let that go. Let go. Okay. You can probably wait to do that. Sometimes people ask me, what do you do with a horse that chews on stuff? Don't let him chew on stuff. Turn this back again. You know, if he's going to chew on stuff, I'm going to let him know it's not okay. Oh, look, the sun's shining. Yay. Manzer. I'm not going to do, that's probably too much for her for the day. You need to go. She doesn't want to do that right now. Hey. You always teach your horse to be okay with stepping on their reins because you never know when you're going to have to like walk away and move a foal. I'm not worried about Nika stepping on her reins because she knows how to give to the pressure. I don't want her to step on the reins because I never want my tack to get stepped on or the dirt or anything like that because I spend a lot of money on that stuff. I take pride in it. I want to take care of it. But I also don't want it to get broke if my horse accidentally steps on it. That was awesome. I'm going to go put this stuff away real quick while she's rolling. I'll turn the camera a little bit so you guys can see her roll. Everybody seems to like that. Hopefully Mainzer doesn't knock my stuff over. Oh, hey buddy. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to unplug you guys here. Where did I get Nika? She was actually born at this farm that we now own. And she was born in 2000. So she's, we bought her, my husband bought her as a yearling. So she is technically my husband's horse. Isn't she beautiful? She's such a good girl. Oh, we got a $10 super chat. Thank you, whoever super chatted. That's really awesome of you. Thank you very much. I feel so lucky to... Yes, Lottie, I will ride Nika again. Don't worry. She felt a little stiff today, but that was a lot of stuff that she did today. She's not used to coming in and exercising. And, you know, it's like when I get back to doing any form of exercise, it's a lot of work. Look at her. She's like, I'm just going to take a nap. But so she felt a little stiff in the hind. And there's this goofball. My gosh. What a goober, hey? Yes, Jason does ride. He doesn't nearly as much as he would like to, or I would like him to, simply because he's a busy dude. He's been working 10 to 12 hours a day. What will I do when Manzer won't be able to be around mares anymore? Just put him in a paddock without mares? Why is he doing that? He's bored. Jason rides everybody. Nika is his horse, so he'll ride Nika. He hasn't ridden her in a long time, just because, you know, she was busy having a baby and stuff. But Petra is probably his favorite, and he rides Nelly too. And he rode Cinnamon the last time, but yeah, he'll ride everybody. If you, there's a video that we have from our family trail ride last September. It's in my trail rides playlist. And that you can see Jason ride in that one, and that is one of my favorite all-time videos. It's where we took the kids for a trail ride. It was hilarious. I laughed the entire time. Nika's like, I'll just sit here and sleep. Manzer's like, I'm ready to go some more. It's good for him to see stuff above his head. Some horses have a really hard time. Some horses have a really hard time with stuff over their heads, but. Hi Laura, thanks for joining. Yeah, if you guys, the best thing to do, the best way to use my channel is by playlists. I put everything into playlists, and I try to do things in chronological order, like where it matters. So like Manzer's playlist, everything is in chronological order. And so is like Miss Kitty's and stuff, so you guys can see everything. Nika looks shattered. She looks tired. Well, Lily, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Yep, today I rode Nelly and Nika, and I worked with Manzer, haltered him today. So that was good. I think he's gonna be bigger than his mom too. Oh, Lottie, thank you for clearing that up. Shattered, for us to be shattered is like, like crushed. That's what I like to see. Tired horses, 4 horses, got a good workout. I just love that. How tall is Manzer now? I don't know. I haven't measured him. Let's look. Oh, oopsie. It's not good. So I am 5'3", and Manzer is to my armpit at the hip. So it's right, a little higher than my armpit. He likes that. It's like, oh, that feels good. Hello, UK. Thanks for joining. And then he's about the same at the withers. So I'd say he's a little bit butt high right now, but not bad. And his, you know, it's funny, with just a little bit of work, him coming in here and just being able to do a little bit of work he did. Look at how much better behaved he's being. He's not so frisky, but that's all that they usually need is just a little bit of work. You know, when horses, somebody had mentioned on Instagram yesterday that their horse was being a big dummy, and she just had all kinds of things to say about her horse. But I'm like, why? You know, could it be maybe because your horse just had a lot of energy to burn, and maybe you were holding him back from being able to do the things he needed to do? You just never know. So I just say, you know, don't blame the horse for stuff. Just work through it. So like today, as you noticed, I mean, Nelly hasn't been ridden in a month. Nika hasn't been ridden in 2 years. What did I do with both of them before I got on? I did a little bit of groundwork of some sort. Nelly, I let her just move around with the saddle on. And that's what she needed. And she's kind of, I call her a meatball. And what I mean by that is horses who kind of tire out quick. Like Nelly's super fast, really, really fast, but she just kind of wears out really quickly. I got to go over and hustle her out of the corner because she's going to knock over. I've got a karaoke machine over there. You stay out of the corner. Get. They like to knock that off. But so I tried to set myself up for success today by doing a little bit with them on the ground. Otherwise, gosh, if I just jump on them after they haven't been ridden in a month, that's just dumb. That's just asking to get dumped off. Where did I get Nocona? She came from my friend Katie's house. They used to breed Appies. They had a Stallion. So I had actually gotten a whole bunch of, I had a whole bunch of horses from them for a while. Oh, he is so oral. Susan, I don't relax. Susan says I got a lot of horses and kids and everything going on. When do I chill out and relax? I don't. I just straight up don't. This is it right here. This is what I do. I come out here by myself and ride my horses. And, you know, having you guys there, it doesn't, you know, doesn't make a difference if I've got the camera on or not. I'm gonna be sitting out here doing the exact same thing regardless, so I might as well have it on. So if anything, these live chats have saved me a lot of time because I haven't had to edit just the weekend ones, which has been pretty, you know, that's worked out pretty good. Do I ever play music for the horses? Yeah, I like to have music on in my other barn when I'm feeding and stuff. But the thing is, if I have any music on while I have anything recording, I can't post it on YouTube because it would be copyright music. So I can't. I like all music. I like country music. I like pop. Oh, Lucy, thank you. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you for joining in. Hey, I got an email today that your t-shirt shipped. So you should be getting a t-shirt anytime. I'm really excited for you to get it. I ordered myself one too, so I'm excited. I should get mine the same time as you. Well, good. I'm glad that you guys enjoy my live videos. But yeah, it's like if I'm going to be out here, you know, this makes it so I'm hitting two birds with one stone here. Lily, I bet that's a really pretty cross. Thank you, Susan. I'm glad you enjoy it. I mean, you know, it's really long, and I honestly, I can't believe that people, you know, watch this, I guess. But, I mean, if I'm going to be out here, if I didn't have the opportunity to sit out here, he just left my shedding blade. If I didn't have the opportunity to be out here with my horses, I sure as heck would be watching them, you know, somehow. What a stinker. Thank you, Kevin. I'm glad you enjoy it. Oh, this guy, he is so busy. You are so busy. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. He's not going to be any problem with a bit. He's going to like a bit. Some horses, I think, really do. They like to just play with. Let go. Well, Tracy, that's kind of why I set up the playlist the way that I have, because I like Netflix too, and I'm like, how can I make my channel so people like can follow a story of some sort? So I thought about that a long time ago with my channel, and it's really, I think, worked out pretty good. Yeah, Sherry, I really like to have music playing in my barn too all the time, but like I said, I never know when I'm going to pull out my camera and start filming, and then I have to go through the whole process of like doing a voiceover, because I don't use music in my videos, which, you know, I kind of like to for some parts, but you know, it's just, it makes things complicated. So I love music, but I also like to just listen to the horses too. Oh, Susan, thanks for joining in. Well, it just depends on, you know, you're asking what would be a good horse for you. It just really depends on what you want to do and how much experience you have. Lottie, I'm not sure about when he's going to be weaned, but I'm thinking tomorrow morning might be it. We'll see. So because he's been starting to get a little frisky and wanting to mount his mom. I've not seen him do it to the other horses, but he is trying to mount his mom. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, get your big old booty away from the door. She just opened the door with her butt. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for joining. Will I do a live chat with Jason? Well, actually, you know, we've kind of talked about that. I thought about doing one where you guys just ask him questions about, like, I don't know, just about me or whatever you guys want to know. I don't know if you guys would like that or not, but it could get interesting. Who knows what my husband's going to say about me, but never know what that man's going to say. He keeps things interesting, that's for sure. Oh, Manzer, you're so cute. Really is a cutie pie. Why do arenas have mirrors in them? Because when you want to make sure that you're getting a maneuver correctly, so like if I want my horse to do a leg yield, let's say, and I want to see how they're moving or see if I'm sitting straight and tall or whatever, it's nice to be able to ride straight at a mirror because you can see what's happening. You know, I like to film myself a lot because I can see how I'm riding through that. I only have mirrors just on this one little section. So it's nice to be able to watch what's going on in there. And you can see if your horse, if you can't feel your horse going straight, so like a lot of times you'll ask the horse to do a leg yield and you want the front and hind to move together, and sometimes they'll only be moving the front end, the hind end isn't keeping up. So you can see that and you can fix it. Exactly, alignment. Sherry, that's the word I was looking for. See if your horse is aligned. Hey, Nelly. How's it going, girl? You just come over to say hi? That was sweet. Very sweet of you. Are appies prone to weight gain? Nope. Nocona's just fat. I'm pretty excited that the sun just came out. Sharon, that was very nice. Thank you. Nocona's like, did you call me fat? Was it nice? Nocona's very sweet. There he goes playing there again. Thank you, Kevin. The signs that are in here are just for, you know, I used to do rodeo, and there's always banners hanging up in rodeo arenas. So I wanted to have banners in my arena. For one, I think it looks cool because it adds color and interest. But I like them because when I would go to a rodeo, some horses were afraid of the banners. So it's nice because it just gets them used to seeing random stuff. So a lot of new horses that come here, they'll go around and they'll snort at all of them and they're real worried. Oh good, now that it stopped raining and the sun came out, I hear my kids outside. Oh, and I hear somebody crying. Which of my horses trot and fart? Blossom. Blossom does it all the time. The whole time I'm riding her, pretty much. All right, everybody. Well, I hear a child crying outside, so I had better go. Usually I don't worry about it because they get over it pretty quickly, but it's been going on for a minute or so. So I better go out and see and go dinner for my family. So thank you all for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.